Alrighty folks, and welcome back to the channel. So, been a few days, absolute chaos. I'm going to run through what's here at the shop, what's going on, and I am behind. I am not going to lie, I will be transparent as shit when I'm behind, okay? So I was doing good, I was staying ahead, a lot of shit came up, I'm behind. Got it, got it, good. Okay, so I've done a couple Dino Tunes. The 1441 is not behaving as expected. I did notice when I first fired it up, I had to idle it up manually. It is not happy. So I'm going to pull it apart and make sure I didn't miss any damage. I thought I had gone through everything and found it. I apparently missed something that is depriving this thing of power. I don't know if it's that head he provided or what. I'm going to troubleshoot it out. I'm going to put it on the stand, and until it fires up and goes way high in the idle, because the idle screw's cranked way up, I am not going to put it back in. He's aware and he's good with it. This bike was dropped off for 4 tunes and a nitrous install. Pump gas, nitrous, MRX02 and MRX02 nitrous. He forgot to get the shower head for the solenoids, so I'm just waiting for a shower head. Should be here at the end of the week from Summit Racing. I got the mini shower head for 8th MPT and the fittings to go with it. So once I got that, all that is throw that on there, set up the 2-dial controller for a progression, rock and roll, tune that out. CBR charging system's fixed. Now he wants me to get the Speedo working. So I'm pretty sure it's just a bad Speedo Healer. I'm going to unplug the Speedo Healer, see if the speedometer works. If it does, good, it can go home. This bike that Scotty just built the motor on had we're going to call it a parts failure on a new part. The oil pump drive gear failed. Okay, so it lost oil pressure, almost instantaneously overheated and spun a bearing. It is what it is. Part failures happen. Now, I source the parts. This is the advantage of having me source the parts versus you source the parts. You source the parts, I will do my best to make it right with the customer and make him happy, but in the end, he supplied the parts if it winds up being the head. I supplied the parts, fucking sucks to be me. I'm rebuilding a motor for free, out of pocket. Is what it is, part of doing business. Alright, so, over here. ZX14 motor. I'm starting on it at the end of this week. It will get done. ZX10 motor. I need to jump on and start building. It needs to get done. So these are my priority plays. My priority plays are to get that 10 motor built, that 14 motor built, this motor rebuilt, and this motor out and on there on stand by the end of the week. Little things I'd love to get done in the meantime, but those are my priority plays, folks. Those are behind. Alright, let's spin around. Fuel filters should be here in the next 3 days for this. I'm going to Motorheads now. He got back a hold of me. He's doing much better. He just got a lot of frustration built up, and the easiest way to get rid of frustration is to get rid of the social media and such for a while and just take a little vacation, which he did. So I'm going to go get the fitting for that. Brett's bike. Motor's done. It's on the run stand. We're firing up tonight. Nancy, I just got this piece in, so I'm going to hopefully next week I want to button this up. Still looking for an ECU for that. I've run out of resources. Finally got back with the last one today, so I'm just going to have to order one off eBay. This one, the Gen 3 and Gen 2 do not share the same front rotors. I have to check the back rotor, but they don't share the same front rotors. So I'm going to have to change rotors on this thing. But otherwise, it's done, ready to go to the track. Tree Man's bike, I linked up with, I'm just going to put it simply, an old head who knows these firestorms. I do have RPM signal. It does pop and bang, but it's not in time, and I cannot figure for the life of me how to time this. There's not any good manuals online, nothing that gives step-by-step on how to time these triggers. So I'm going to link up with him, and we're going to go time this tomorrow night. After hours, I'm taking off. I'll be there late. We're going to get this thing to fire up. Then I'm going to pull the carburetors off because I did hook fuel lines up, and this carburetor is overflowing. I don't do carbs, but Tree Man knows that, and he told me to send them off to Paul Gast to get them cleaned and set up properly for the fuel he wants to run. He's going to run C16. So that's where we're at on that. That's everything. All right, so right now I'm going to grab a set of shims that belongs to Motorhead, an oil pan that needs to go to Motorhead, a sheet of paper I printed off for Motorhead, and I'm going to go out there and get that fitting and chill for a minute with him. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to hit this place like a ton of freaking bricks. The next video, I will have this motor out, sitting on the floor, that motor out, sitting on the floor next to the table, and I will be sitting down starting to piece together the first motor, which is going to be the 10 or the 14. I'm not sure yet. I'm going to flip a coin. But I'm going to get these things put together in a hurry here. Bear with me, guys. I know you've been watching, and I thank you all for your patience. It is what it is at this point. I've had a lot of things come up, like that one, and that one not agreeing. And I had a handful of bikes that came in for Dino Tunes and had little issues that needed solved, like Woolwich technical difficulties on a bin file key. Nothing big on their side. It was just, it's a 2023, so it's a fairly new setup, and not very many people have tuned them, and we found a glitch. We fixed the glitch, we move on. I'm also working with a few remote tune bikes. I've got some fuel techs that don't want to agree, so I've been talking to fuel tech every single day, trying to get that figured out. It is what it is, folks. It is what it is, and I just got a call yesterday. Another one of my customers who got a tune last year, beginning of the year, hit a timing chain brake. Nothing related to the tune. I didn't build the bike, but he wants to get it fixed. That's another one coming in. So we'll get through this. We always do. Stick with me. Stick around for your updates. Later, guys.